Good evening, everybody. So let's do some funny things tonight. Here's everything okay. Just checking the systems, arranging everything, and then we can get going for tonight. So I was experimenting a little bit around with my pyromancer. We had a jolly good time, and I farmed a lot, and yeah, well, I didn't really adapt anything or improve anything here. It's just the same old shtick. We nuke stuff, we blast stuff. I gained a tremendous amount of level ups. We're still 500-ish behind to the actual depth we're into. So progress slows down the deeper you go. But yeah, redecorated the castle a little bit for the new stream. And tonight I felt like I wanted to go for the Reaver, since I had a request going about that, and well, why not? So the Reaver is about dragging fights on, which sounds quite horrible, honestly. Let's see how we can make that fun. I know that I tried it once and my attempt was rather cringy, if I remember correctly. Let's see what we have. I went for the Apocalypses. Let's see, I did already fuse something. So I did fuse a We Have Always Arcane thing into it. Is that really worth it? I highly doubt it. So let's see. My creatures get attack, intelligence. Well, let's start with the perks before we get into the monster selection. Now, Blitzkrieg. I mean, I didn't even have everything unlocked back then. So, my creatures' attacks that happen simultaneously to the same target deal more damage than the last. So, give me a sec. We've got something that needs to be gone. Why can't I remove that? Where are my mods? So, here. Okay, we had a malicious link spreading in the chat. I had to deal with that. Okay, Blitzkrieg. That happens simultaneously to the same target, deal more damage than the last. So I really don't really understand what this trait is supposed to mean. Does it mean that chain attacks are good? What does simultaneously specifically meaning? Well, we're going to find out probably. After we take 2 turns, we become immune to debuffs. Sick. After my creatures take 3 turns, we can cast without consuming any charges. After my creatures are attacked and they fail to dodge, their chance to dodge is doubled the next time they're attacked. This effect stacks multiple times in a row until we successfully dodge. So it becomes more and more probable that we dodge. Got it. Onslaught. We deal more damage and we take less damage for each battle we've won. Okay. Is there a cap on that? I guess 95 or 9. That's pretty sick. Proliferation. My creatures deal 30% more damage for each turn they've taken. Battle fatigue accumulates faster. Battle fatigue starts to accumulate sooner. Okay, I don't know when battle fatigue actually accumulates. Hi Ash, welcome. But that sounds like something we want. My creatures have more base stats for each battle we won. After we attack and fail to deal critical damage, so that's the pendant to the dodging one, So our crits become more and more probable. We attack and cast an additional time for every 2 turns. Sick. Hey Yoga, welcome. My creatures are immune to snared, frozen, and sleeping. Very nice. The enemies take more damage per battle from battle fatigue. My creatures have a chance to attack an additional time. Sick. My creatures no longer take extra damage from battle fatigue, so that means battle fatigue becomes something which is only debuffing the enemies. Wow, that's cool. Enemies cannot move your creatures down the timeline. Okay. So, simply said, the longer the fight goes, the better we are off. So we deal more crits for each turn, we deal more damage for each spell my creatures have manually cast. Cool. So my spells get stronger for every time we cast something. My creatures have a chance to resist debuffs for each turn. This one is pretty useless, considering that we turn our creatures immune to debuffs. Then again, it's a resistance for the vital phase of the early. Hard to tell, but I consider that one really not too useful. My creatures deal more damage for each turn they've taken. Wonderful. My creatures take less damage for each turn they've taken. 90% max reduction. And we have more attack, intelligence, defense, and speed. Well, all my creatures start with Arcane. Since we get free charges after 3 turns, that means turn 1 we get Arcane free procs, turn 2 we have to pay, turn 3 we are free again. Well, probably not even that bad, now that I think more closely about it. But I want to check out spell gems. We are an all Chaos troop, so if I remember correctly, Chaos featured a few spells that manipulated fatigue, battle fatigue in a way. So, let's see. There was something. Caster attacks the target once for each turn the caster has taken in the current battle. Okay. This sounds like something that's right up our alley. All creatures take massive damage. Chaos bolts, chaos channeling, some buffing stuff, random trait gain. That's a fun one too. I could consider that as well, just because it's fun. So, conjoin, demonic strike, desperation, double punch, eviscerate, failed experiment, proficient, berserk, splashing, flame strike. Okay. Impale, implosion, inferno, inner destruction. Caster takes a moderate amount of damage. What is this? That's a weird one. Sounds like something you want to have on a blood mage, maybe? But not what we're looking for. Not what we're looking for, after all. Morph chaos. Shuffle the timeline. And no. Sabotage. Savage roar. Shields. Warp reality. There was something about battle fatigue somewhere. Was it not chaos? Dang it. Or did I just skip something important here? Well, so we can't really let time pass faster, so it's really a problem here. Aftermath was so far the most interesting spell, so we're going to craft us a handful of those. And let's get down the spell list further. Because we can change elements not only with upgrades on the gems, but also with fusions, so... Let's see, maybe it was a different element, because I know I've seen something. So, death magic. Maybe it's going to be sorcery. Impending doom. Yeah, we want that at least a couple of times in my library. This is so useful for turtling enemies, because the more turns they take, after 20 turns they die, period. I like that. So, we're using way more spells than in the past, but I think that's a good thing. I feel like that's me learning to use the game better. So, let's see, we're at life magic now. I don't think it's going to be here, but let's see. So, the basic strategy of the Reaver is pretty straightforward. I mean, we just want to pass down enough time to get unstoppable. But how do we achieve that? So this is all just not too exciting. We just need things that are being influenced by the amount of turns that have passed, or influence the amount of turns that pass. So, nature magic, let's see. I mean, there's for sure a ton of useful things, but for the start I want to check out if I find something which is just too good for our baseline strategy to pass it. And then we're going to see what we can do. Lycanthropy. Because there should be some spells that can help us. And if nothing else, we get a little bit of a better overview about things available. There's just too much spells in this game, and I haven't checked them out in the past enough, so I'm now always a little bit searching for things here, but and I still need more spells that we can unlock from the god shrines. Let's see. Increases battle fatigue by 1 unit. I knew it. So we're going to have a couple of these. This is a very important thing, because I profit so much from battle fatigue. Let's have that 4 times. Target takes a small amount of damage multiplied by battle fatigue, so we're... It was this school of magic. So at least all that searching was good for something. Target gains arcane. If it already has arcane, it casts a non-ethereal spell gem. Okay. Let's see if there's more. Because that was already... That's pretty promising already. So... Destroying gems... Steel storms, we even got a few of those. Time walk. Target executes its start of turn effects. No. Not helpful for us. Sounds pretty cool, but no. If the target has been resurrected in the current battle, it is killed. It's also such a nice strategy for dealing with stuff like that. Hi, Pikachu song. Welcome, man. So, apocalypses. There's not even a single type of apocalypse that's extra available for us. Dang it. So we have to check out every type of creature that can be remotely used well for us. I mean, this is such a difficult build to create because I don't want to wait out forever in every fight. I want to have a certain alpha strike and then go into a, well, turtling stance. But that's not going to be that easy, I can already tell. I feel like I want to have that mending end in my compo, because a strong baseline heal sure sounds like something we could use here. So, Aurum, no, I haven't created these yet. Far, far away from being there. So, the next best thing we could do would be buffing up our own stats even more. I mean, we get buffed up for every turn we take. So, what does this compo really need? We need to be a little bit faster. That's for sure a thing. And I need to be as resilient as possible to not get blasted away at the beginning of a fight. But beyond that, so let's see, my creatures after. Okay. The Amphisbaena are only good if you have a very specialized tactic to approach things, because the doubling of the actions always comes at a high price. Nothing that I really want to have. So, after this creature casts a spell, your creatures gain defense. That sounds pretty decent. After my creatures gain defense, they gain an equal amount of attack. Okay. Possibly. We're going to have to check out a lot of these more neutral elements here. Because we don't want to be too specialized into certain circumstances, because our circumstance is the fight taking as long as possible. Azura, well, they're really interesting here. Automatons, they debuff enemies. That's not really interesting for me at this point. Banshees, the start of battle things. Well, no. Bards, well, your creatures deal more damage for each non-fused creature from my side. These crazy dudes. Okay, bats are their own shtick. Brownies are splash damage. Carbuncles, well, spellcasting. Well, this creature has more intelligence. This creature's attacks deal more damage for each spell. That's not really anything we can utilize that strongly here. Want to see if anything sticks out, because the apocalypses on their own, they were really horrible, honestly. So Ashmouth Cerberus. That's a quite interesting way to spread spells among your creatures, because put that onto a fighter creature that's not supposed to be spellcasting after all. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So that was well, This would be an option to auto-trigger our battle fatigue spells whenever we meet certain conditions. Also, we can get the battle fatigue spell thingies for free into our formation. I want to have that Ashmouth Cerberus. One way or another, it's going to be something I will use eventually, because his skill is very, very versatile, I think. So, Clutchers, dodge specialists. So, let's see if the Cockatrice has something in store for us. Well, no. 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 Okay, disarm and stuffs. Sealing spell gems. After this creature attacks, it gains defense. No, no, no. Crusaders are for sure not interesting either. Demigods. The damage of this creature deals is based on its defense rather than its attack and intelligence. Okay. Start of battle, this creature gains maximum health equal to 5% of your... Can it take damage that exceeds 20% of their maximum health? The amount of damage prevented cannot exceed 100% of the creature's maximum health. So this one is a really interesting thing that got recommended to me on the comment section as well. I want to have that one because this is basically a one-shot shield. Or, well, not really a one-shot shield. No, it's not exactly not that. It's a very good way to shield your creatures from a continuing assault of shots. Just want to have that for my trick, for my bag of tricks. So this is all not going towards time. Diabolics, well, Djinns. Well, let's see. After this creature provokes, it deals damage to enemies equal to 5% of its intelligence for each ethereal spell gem it has. So this is a pretty sassy trait for a tanky critter in my formation. I like that. Elemental Barrage. No. Well, then there's the Djinn Pyro. But I don't want to have this one right now. We're not that specialized to spellcasting. After this creature defends, my creatures gain 2 random ethereal spell gems. Crazy. When my creature's artifact spell slots activate, these spells are cast 1 additional time. Oh. So basically, if I would socket the battle exhaustion thingies... Interesting. Really interesting opportunity. My creatures take 1% less damage for every 1% health they are missing. Yes, yes, yes. This is such a good thing to have. I don't know if I'm really going to fuse that, but this is one very strong tanking stat. So... creatures adjacent to this creature gain. Okay. We can reach sick damage reduction ratios, but I want to have something... I can't only stack up defensive things, I want to have something that packs a certain punch at the beginning. Something to give us at least some map clearing abilities. Because it will be really horrible to have no speed to boot up this build with. I mean, the Reaver is pretty bound to be a slow roller, but it shouldn't be that slow, you know. So... My creatures always have mending. That's something I want to put into my pocket here as well. So we're going to check out which parts we're going to actually use in the end, because we have only so many slots. But I just want to have them summoned before I can't forget them again. So let's see. Gargantuans are not really what I'm after. Ghouls are speed. Giants are max HP. Godspawn, well. Not really. So, after this creature is attacked, your other creatures gain attack intelligence. So, well, stat bomb. Stat bomb always works, but this is not a quick stat bomb. Let's see. Okay, that's pretty straightforward one. I love the War Golem for its ability, but not what I want to have here right now. Hyorin, you don't have too much experience. I don't have that either, but I really want to make it somehow work here, because I feel like the Reaver is a very potent tool to whittle down high-end challenges because of this extreme sturdiness that I can see in the in this setup. So let's see. Hunters, no. Imlings, certainly not. Inquisitors, tempting, but no. Bestial Koloss. Well, yes, please. I mean, if I see that correctly, I mean, is that a stat gain or is it not? I've been playing Reaver because it found it syncs well with my team. I see. Well, okay, I don't think that the Koloss will trigger, because it's not really a stat gain that triggers like that. I think I'm over excited here. But let's see what we can do with that guy. Not really anything. This creature deals additional damage. Yeah, well, no. Leeches. Well, lepers. Certainly not. Liches. Well, I don't think I want that. Well, I was only playing the Reaver a long time ago, and it was very slow, and I was unhappy with it, and I put it away rather quickly. So don't have a mimic to summon right now. It's actually good. Mites, mummies, nixes, occultists. Well, let's see what we can see here. Hey, sir, no, welcome. After this creature, no. My creature's spell gems deal 30% more damage for each time they've been cast in the current battle. Yes, that's actually a pretty good thing. Let's see if there's anything else. Well, I'm pretty tired because it took forever for my kid to go to bed, but that's happening since days now. So I'm a little bit whittled down, but apart from that, I'm feeling really great. So, more intelligence, nah. So, well, Phantasm sounds like something that I want to have. Let's summon one of these. I want to start and summon creatures that are handy more often, just to have them available when I want to do something. Life spellcasters, Osanes. Well, after my creatures are... Well, kids are lovely and annoying at the same time. After my creatures are resurrected, they cast 5 random spells. Sadly, these shouldn't be some that I have equipped. So... Phase champions. Greater chance to dodge. Creatures have an independent chance. Well, great defensive stats, but not too interested in that. Phoenixes, but that's certainly nothing. Pillwiz, Bleedings. Haunted Carapace. At the end of each ally's turn, this creature gains attack equal to 7% of the ally's attack. Okay. Team just kind of snowballed when I hit the final boss of the glorified tutorial. Well, I want to make sure that these guys are not going to take forever to kickstart their attack. That's the one thing that I'm really looking for right now. Live to labor. Okay. Those pitworms look really interesting too. Pit Wraith. So... Plague Alchemist. Well, for sure nothing I want to have here. Priests. Well, don't think that there's any priest that I really want to have here. The Purgast, stay invisible stuffs. Ravens transform speed into things. Reapers are affecting people that are below a certain threshold. Provoke and... gotta remember the Rift Dancers for that department. Before my creatures die. My creatures take damage. We have a chance to cast a double. After my creatures defend or provoke, they cast one of their spells at random. I think I want that. So we're at page 28. Because I think I had one Apocalypse that had a defend or trade provoke thingy. So, well, Pikachu, I'm used to teams that take down enemies before the enemy even gets to act, really. So 2 to 3 turns is a really slow thing in comparison to that, but I think I have to accept that when I play Reaper. So creatures' debuffs only last for 1 turn. Shamblers. While they're interacting with blights. If this creature has provoked, if this creature has attacked, if this creature has defended. Well, shapeshifters, sins. Let's see. This creature gains copies of up to 3 of the enemies. Okay. At least it ain't 20 to 30 turns, yeah. 2 to 3 is not bad. It's really not bad at all. So, smiths. I was wondering if I could see something there. Artifact influencing. Well, not really. Smogs. Snap traps. Well, these are putting enemies on the bottom of the timeline. Spark tails. Let's see. It's all about retaliation. No, that's not interesting at all. Stat decreasers. No. Spirits. Well. Alright, see you, Cerno. Well, thanks for hanging around. So... there's stuff which interacts with us being healed. Well, I think what I should do is...
You're welcome.
Ooh, thanks for the follow, Raziel667. Nice to have you hanging around. Hope you're going to be here more often. I'd be happy if you did. So, I should consider bringing the combo of Battle Fatigue and Fulmination rolling. I think that's the trick, how I can kickstart my build without having to take turns past. Yes, that's going to be it. Now I have the idea how we can make it work 37 minutes in. But at least now I do have an idea for the strategy, and it sounds awesome, honestly. So a Unicorn Vivifier would be awesome as well. I love the Unicorn Vivifier, because it's just a straightforward thing that's working out decently. So... Valkyries. Creatures adjacent to this creature attack 2 additional times. Yeah. Can be quite useful, but... don't want to retaliate like that. Void Lords. Vulps. There might be something. Non-ethereal healing. Stat manipulating spell gems. Damaging spell gems. Stat manipulating. Damaging. No, they can't influence the spell gems that I want to make work. Too bad. Watchers are buffing their own damage in relation to various things. Dread White. Let's see. After this creature dies for the first time in battle, it resurrects. After your creatures die, this creature gains. Yeah. Well... Wait, what? So... that's pretty sick. But I don't know if my trade is really protecting them from bad. Don't want to poker on bad. Scourge spells on the Volpertingers. The Wyverns are just catching stuff and reflecting it back on the enemy. Well, that's nothing I really want to have. Okay, so we're going to check out how to do this. So we're going to keep this one for now. So let's see. This keeps being a quite defensive setup after all, but I definitely want to merge that Cerberus into my setup. I have already a pretty decent plan in my mind, so we're going to pick up this fighter type. Because this will enable us to spread the exhaustion spells among the team, and we won't need the arcane buff that much. Maybe I can remove it with that out of the team. So that would be quite awesome. Let's do this actually. So we're going to summon ourselves a new Axer Apocalypse. Because I'm really unhappy with that. Fuse there. So release into the wild. They're sorted by races, so I think I need to deposit it first. So we're going to pick up a fresh one here and release the other one. I won't be using that for sure. Here. Goodbye. Okay, so we got a fresh one now for the fuses. Okay, so I have already fused into this team a spread of the spells we want to use. So sadly, this was not the color I wanted. So caster attacks the target once for each turn the caster has taken in the current battle. So we'll have to transform 2 of these gems. I hope I have the necessary resources. The Apocalypse Mastery trait. Possibly. I have no clue, honestly. If you know how the item is named, I would love to look for it. So, Fulmination and Exhaustion, these are 2 spells, and please, I hope I have 2 of them. Opals. No, I only have 1. Dang it. But I feel like Exhaustion is the most important one of those, so we're going to put that onto this guy. Yeah, I'm starting to run out of certain materials by now. So let's equip Aftermath and Exhaustion. So he will share all his spells with his buddies, so let's see what we can use. Acid Rain sounds decent. Firewall, I love to have something which gives us extra resists. Planets, Acid Rain. Well, the other things are not really too interesting. I want to keep that slot open for now. Okay, so everybody in my squad will start with these spells. Now that sounds like a delightful thing. You can check by looking at your masteries. Ah, now I'm sorry. I was thinking about a wrong thing there. I'm pretty sure I have it. So let's check it out. Sigil of the Apocalypse. Your apocalypses act as if they take 2 turns at once. Oh man, we gotta use that. We gonna use that, definitely. This is a massive power-up for this whole setup. So we're going to forge something for that buddy here. So he's going to be a straight-out vanilla attacker with a lot of attack and nothing else going on. So let's see if I already have an artifact that I can give him and refine for that purpose. I don't want any stats besides from attack. Or, well, health and attack. Rebirth on damage. Is that something we want? Doesn't matter too much. I'm going to keep that one. So, this one is worn, and we're going to upgrade it, because brimstone is not endless. So, let's socket that trait thingy, because that's just something I have to use that. Bang. Okay. Thanks for mentioning that, Pikachu. That's extremely fortunate to know. Alright, now let's check out what we can do. Oh, I wanted to see... No, there was nobody acting if it provokes. Okay. Got a wrong memory there. After this creature attacks, its artifact's spell slot has a chance to activate. Mortal King, Jin Pyromancer, Diabolic Hordes. Well, we're going to fuse that Mending End into the team. Yes, that's Rebirth, exactly. Don't know if the Mending End is actually important for us. But it's a cheap way of getting sustain into your squad. So I want to get that rolling. So what's in the box? So the Wallflower trait from the Salamander is not as interesting as I thought. Unless I declare somebody of my team as a tank. But do I really want that? So the Occultist Spellbinder is something I want to bring in. Because there's just too much benefit in extra damage ups because we're going to use Fulminate. So let's see what we can fuse besides that. I mean, I don't need to spend all my fusing slots if I don't see anything too good there. So Manticore Conqueror. I liked those a while ago, a long while ago. Inquisitors, well, no. Oh yeah, the Abaddon Guard. The Abaddon Guard is just too good to not use it. Because the thing there is, my whole kit is set up to be very resilient. And with that, if I find it, that is G, like guard. Here. Unfortunately, Blight can screw over teams with Mend. Well, I'm looking for... Well, I could use the critter that just negates Blight. There's a trait for that. Let's see how we're going to deal with that. So, next step, let's check out our creatures. We have 4 people with intelligence preference. That's pretty cool. So let's use that. Some stuff. Intelligence. Well, Aftermath is not interesting for intelligence spellcasters at all. Just noticed that. So let's create a couple of new Chaos Gems that might be interesting. So... oh yeah, I wanted to... well, no. Random traits, I was just wondering if I want to pick that up, but... actually not that interesting. Let's see, Firewall, we already run that, but let's enchant a few more of those. Flame Strike. Hellforge. The Reaver has a perk that completely negates debuffs. Yeah, that's true. Inner Destruction, Kick, Magma Orb, Molten Armor, more stat boosters, planets. I wanted to have a couple of those. Never grows old. Rend, Sabotage, Savage Roar. Warp Reality. Well, I think this will be enough for my critters to work with for now. So, Firewall. This guy was an attacker. This guy is yet another spellcaster. Oh, we get nature spells too. So we're going to go for Cyclone Strike. Elemental Wrath, why not? Gift of the Wild, well no. Confusion, why not? And this guy is our tank actually. So maybe I'll use the Wallflower one, the Wallflower trait after all. Exhaustion, Fulmination, and Major Resurrection. I like that combo. And here goes yet another standardized thingy. Okay, they need staves. Luckily we got a couple of staves left. Next. Oh, that was... stuff for my other creatures. But, well, Hotspur, whatever that was. Yeah, I already have, luckily enough, all the perks that I can have. Perk point wise, we're statted out. So, this guy is going to be Mr. Defense. We're going to equip something that reflects that. Let's go for a shield here. And this one is a last spellcaster. Well, let's pick that one. A friend of mine recommended me a band called Rammstein. Oh yeah, they are a classic, really popular here in Germany, and they do quite a nice music, gotta say. So, let's fuse in the Wallflower trade, because we can. It's just too good to pass on it. There we go. This way, my other spellcasters are also useful if I can't cast due to invisibility or stuff like that. So, we need to level up. forget the last one here. And we need to change strategies. This one is our attacker. This one is a caster. This one is the defender. This one is the caster. And this one is yet another caster. Okay. Let's see how this will work out. We're not gonna go for max depth here. Also no instabilities. Let's just check out how the stuff works. Alright, so we get splatted right away. Not cool. Let's cast that one. This one can't cast spells. So, yeah. Alright, the damage here is quite sick. That's a good start. And let's increase the exhaustion even more. Let's see how hard a fulmination hits now. So we can spam the heck out of that, but we still take a lot of damage there. Didn't expect that. So I don't have access to fulmination at that point. Too bad. Okay, so I'm not too happy with the resilience of my crowd so far. And, well, damage-wise we seem to be totally okay. From turn 1 we got a nice nuke available. Oops. Oh well, that was right at least. Alright. Sleep well, Ash. Good night. And welcome back, Yorin. So, we're casting spells by defending, I like that. And I get access from the other creatures to the other creatures as gems. That's really cool. This way we never really run out of spell charges. Okay, so far so good. I mean, it's running pretty slick. Why do we have that attacks? I guess because we're spamming Aftermath, which is not exactly the smartest thing. So I should drop Aftermath as a shared spell. It's certainly not too appealing. Alright. And we need to grow more tanky in some way. Faster than that. Let's see what kind of traits we can pick up for that. Because beyond that, I don't think we need anything. We do deal tremendous amounts of damage for that area here. So, where are the rogues, man? Ooh, we have a turn-in project. So, I do seem to get one shot a lot right now, which is kinda sad because I was hoping that we could avoid that. So there are two ways to deal with that. Either I get cheap ways of resurrecting people, or I make myself that tanky that I can get along with only a low amount of resurrection options. But I honestly would prefer to have a reliable source of resurrection in some way, where it's not like, oh, creature C is down, so now I can't resurrect anymore. I don't like it when scenarios go down like that. Yeah, but beyond that, it seems like we're working out quite decently. So the only question remains how to get these guys a little bit more tanky. I mean, it's quite crazy considering that we have 40,000 HP to boot with. But after all, you always use the hidden trait of getting tanky as heck the more fights I do. Yeah, I'm usually spamming the resurrection spells a lot more too, Kjorn, but I run out of gems to switch classes on spells, so yeah. I usually do that too, but I don't have the gems for that anymore, so we have to adapt. Okay. Or hope that we can find yet another opal, but that didn't happen. So let's check out this guy. We don't want aftermath for everybody. That's just not a thing you want to have. So I want exhaustion also not on top of the list. You can slot in volcano, why not? I wish I had the resources to go for a chaos shift for a resurrection spell. That would be really cool. You could just socket a resurrection spell here and there. Let's do that. I wonder if he will share them now or not. I highly doubt it, but we'll see. So let's see. Let's check out what kind of trait I could use to increase my early combat survivability, because that's obviously where we're lacking right now the hardest. So these are the equipped items, and we have a ton of trait slots, so a ton of trait items, so we're going to have some fun with that. Cam will return in a couple of minutes. So the problem there is this is a wild mishmash, which is certainly not really easy to read, but let's get over here. Maybe we have something which is going to be good from the Costy shop, because these items are really, really good. Sadly, that's only working for one minion at a time, because that's really brutally strong. Burning. Pretty sure there might be something we could use there. After this creature attacks, the target deals 100 damage to all your creatures. No, that's not what we need. Technically, this is a very powerful option too, because taking an additional turn should be proccing my stuff one more time, but not what I'm interested in right now. Well, defeating nether bosses is unlocking more. Exactly. As you see, from some bosses I got 2 items already. That's because I defeated them the second time. This creature always dodges attacks. At the start of this creature's turn, it provokes and then its turn ends. Yeah, well, pretty cool, but not for our certain scenario. So, well, at the start of battle, each enemy attacks a random enemy. Oh my god, this is so strong for the Witch Doctor. I'm farming on Instability 3 lately. I'm feeling very happy with that. It's exactly a line where I almost never die and still reap some nice rewards. So this could be something, but I don't know. I don't know if we really need that. It basically gives you the opportunity to stat boost your critters even harder than you could normally. So, not too interested in that actually. After this creature attacks, the enemy attacks itself as well. Okay. Nope, nothing really interesting. So let's see if we can socket something in here. Which we want to have Wrath. I really want something that is giving us some sort of big survivability. Hey, there was a wallflower here too. Well, Imling stuff. Well, that's one we already use. Unmending. No. Yeah, well, grinding just happens when you want to progress. Or at least for me, that is. Imler stuff. The virtue of patience. Well. God, this is so difficult to choose something which is really good. Because it's basically everything and nothing, and it's very bad to find what you're looking for. After my creatures cast a damaging spell, they recover health. This is exactly what we can use. I'm spellcasting so much. Let's do that. Alright, I want to check out, I think that's going to be easier. I want to check out, there was this Shambler, Unicorn, Shambler, Smith, Shapeshifter, Shambler. So after an enemy is healed, no, then it was the leeches. Here. So, I wonder if this means that we gain a resistance from Blight even if we're not leeching, but I think it's specifically... No, it's specifically only working when we're leeching, so this is not really a option. Okay, whatever, we're going to try out our luck with that thing here. And let's see, Soul Sucker. Oh, It's not exactly doing something for my survivability. So let's do something for real. Let's go for the next nether boss. I wasn't able to take him down yet. So this is going to be a real challenge. Alright. So now we need more resurrects, for sure. Or another way of resurrecting enemies, units. Because right now, I have it way too often that somebody out of my formation just dies. And that's pretty horrible. Honestly. Hey, Loco. Bye, hey. We're not in that land right now. So we're casting Fulmination. That didn't really work out too well. I really hope that I get a unit of Opal soon. I mean, we do deal lots of damage. I just need to work on the survivability. Oh, a Priest plush. We're going to use that. So the Soul Sucker definitely does the job. This guy just doesn't seem to be strong enough to tank. Requiem. Yeah, Requiem is really awesome. I want to have that gem on my share bear. I really like that Cerberus that lets you share your spells with everybody. But it didn't share the spell we had on our weapon, so I already assumed as much, but I wanted to check it out nevertheless. So we want to have... Ah, this guy is my resurrector. I see. Okay, I need to keep that in mind. Well, I think I need to check out if I can get some extra resilience into that, or some extra resurrects, because if so, I don't see any big problems for our future. Devil Master. So let's see, Volcano from this guy is not really rocking it. Let's see, Defend doesn't work here either. Oh, he's scorned. But he still can cast stuff. Music is so loud? Okay, I'm going to turn down the music by 5% then. Ooh, level 5 Devil Master. Nice. Alright, what do we have here? A Tanukruk? Oh yeah. So, let's Acid Rain that guy a little bit. We're sealed here. How annoying. So that guy should be going down in no time. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Once we are past the first few fights, things seem to be really good. I mean, the hidden trick behind the Reaver here is the perk of his that... Where are we? Where was it? Need to check out if I'm right about that. So, where was that? Hooray! Thanks for the cheers. So, here. We deal more damage and we take less damage for each battle we've won in the current realm, so... That's exactly what I had in mind there. So basically, if I really want to tear down a boss fight, you do as the Streamlabs bot demands. Okay. Keep going, mate. You're in a good way. Yeah, the Reaver is all about grinding things out, I guess. So there we had yet another takedown. But I guess, since my tank is the one who wields the only resurrect right now, I could actually consider that a good thing. Yeah, I just wonder if I will take that bonus into that realm here or not. Because I somehow doubted. Eat you. Okay. So this guy has additional stats equal to 50% of all other creatures' stats. He has quite massive baseline stats, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem here. So let's drop some exhaustions. And some firewall, because it increases my own defenses. And we're going to take down the small ones, because they hurt too. So I'll keep spamming firewall, because that'll increase my own defenses while dealing damage. Okay, now let's go for confusion. That's a good idea. Here we go. 2 people went confused. Oh no, more did. Cool. So let's resurrect our target here. And that didn't happen. So weird. Anywho, I think we're actually already winning it quite hard. Well, the Giran dude is actually slamming in a lot of damage here. So let's keep spamming the firewalls. And resurrect. There we go. I should possibly try and put the only fulmination I got in my team in the hands of another creature. So let's drop down some acid rain. Oh yeah. We already hit minimum defense, it says. So I mean, fulmination should be a pretty strong spell in the hands of a creature which has some intelligence, because it deals extra damage according to the amount of battle fatigue. So let's see how good that worked. Okay. 254k now per cast already. Attacks don't hit as hard, but yeah, the ethereal gems really help a lot. 640% more damage because of the battle exhaustion. So let's see how much stats my apocalypses have by now. Well, not as much as I thought they would. So we could include some more spells here. So if I remember correctly, this guy had one of those. Yeah, he has a 90% damage reduction per se. So I'm just going to crack him open with auto attacks. Quite surprised that I'm using spell charges. I thought I don't use spell charges after a couple of turns. Or was it only for non-ethereal gems? That would make sense. Earth oil. After my creatures are resurrected, they cast a spell of random. Okay, but that was really quite an easy task after all. Gotta say, this felt really easy. The nether boss, I mean. Oh, you tried a nether boss at instability 5? You crazy. Yeah, well. I mean, it should be worth it to try it, because you would get a massive amount of extra rewards there, so... How can I fetch myself an opal? I wonder. Gem crafting materials. We should spam more experiments. Extra loot is insane. Well. Oh, I should manipulate the goblet accordingly. Alright. Reaver. I feel like this is a lot better now compared to my first attempt. We do seem to have a certain impact, and I see a very high potential of increases there. Come on, give me a Reaver spec. Don't be like that to me. Pretty please. Oh, come on. Sometimes you just, sometimes the goblet just trolls you. There we go, finally. So we just spend... Well, luckily it's not really visible how much I spend. So I want to remove the fulmination gem, the only one I got. Oh, he's the only creature that can equip it. So this is really a problem at this point, that I run out of opals like that. So let's go for instability 4 and see what we can do. So we got to take down here on one of ours. Let's see, Volcano doesn't really deal a lot of damage. We don't seem to deal a lot of damage overall. So, one turn's over. And it's already a lot of extra damage going on there for them percent-wise due to the exhaustion. So, well, they are quite tanky, but they also got a Diabolic Horde, so I'm not too surprised about it. These ethereal gems, they rock. Why are they healing so hard? Let's resurrect our buddy here and get nothing done in return. Okay. Pretty much out of spells here. Ethereal means that it's only a temporary clone of a spell gem. And like your creature don't really has the access to that spell, and you're still using it via whatever means, usually traits or whatever. So our enemies are really taking low damage. Why is that so? Less damage taken. Oh, we have less intelligence. That's why we're so gimped. So if that happens, I should just spam some exhaustions. Because that will soften them up. And they will take massive amounts of damage compared to before. And we really seem to need some mechanism to defend ourselves, to heal our creatures directly. Yeah, the shared ones, exactly. So the problem still remains that the Reaver feels like a little bit of a slow roller. But then again, well, it's his job, isn't it? But then again, yeah, stuff is coming together a lot better. So we seem to need to stack up some more exhaustion at the beginning of the fight to get this thing going. Why is he that resilient, though? No clue. He's actually not that resilient. Just deal no damage with attacks. Oh, this realm is annoying. Due to the lowered stats, we're dealing so low damage. But I mean, the good news is we got means to counteract that. I really like that. Like, that exhaustion thing is just insane. Yeah, let's keep doing that. Why are they still dealing that much damage, I wonder? We don't have charges on Major Resurrection left. Also, I'm a bit confused about the charge management of this game. Because it should work differently. We're supposed to not need charges anymore. So yeah, well, I really feel like I need more. I really feel like I need more different spells. Well, it feels like they still got used a lot. I really need to read that perk. I must have misunderstood some condition there. Maybe it's not working on ethereal gems, I don't know. Something like that must be the case. Okay. Ow. Yeah, well. I think it would work a lot better than it looks right now if we wouldn't be in that kind of sticky situation where our realm is counteracting our build quite massively, lowering our main stats so much. That does come with consequences. Yeah, it seems like we pulled a very unlucky one. Fog Fluff. Okay. Let's check out... I forgot what I wanted to check out. Ah, perks. So... here. After my creatures take 3 turns, they can cast spells without consuming any charges for the rest of the battle. Okay. Must have not taken 3 turns yet. A lot of times. That must have been the case. Anything else would make no sense. So we're going to spam the exhaustion a little bit more directly. There we go. So let's see how much battle fatigue we have. 240% in 1 turn. It's pretty decent. My spell gems are all sealed. Rude. That's seriously rude. Well, luckily we accumulated enough exhaustion already to just take them down by attacking them. That's pretty cool, and 3 turns is a long time in this game. That's true. That's true. But I think that's why the ethereal gems should actually work out quite decently to counteract that problem. Because this way my creatures should be able to cast spells without spending any of their valuable charges, let's call them like that. So here we go. These guys got a lot of buffs going on for themselves. Alright, dang it, that's so many buffs. It's so annoying. And I grew used to combos that deny resurrection. Because it's just so good. But I'm really a little bit disappointed about the defensiveness of this build. I really felt like there would be more in it. So now we're down to 1 creature that's rather weak. 1280%. Well, we should be able to tank it, but who's resurrecting there? Who's doing all that resurrection there? Stack Guardian. So it's this one. Oh yeah, I deal so much damage. Whatever, let's forfeit this one. This is so annoying. This realm is not good for us. No interest in taking that down. This is just too much debuffing going on for our sorry little bacon. This last guy has really a low HP. Ah, he has that as a lowered stat as well. So I'm not fond of what I did here so far, but that's mostly because it seems to need a lot of build-up before it really decently works. Right now we have a pretty solid formation, I'd say. If we don't go for any instabilities, this rocks. Again, that invader thingy. I hate it so much. It's my least favorite realm quest, that invader thingy. So we seem to need more variety in terms of spellcasts. Sharing the spells as ethereals seems to be a excellent way of making sure that everything is present for every fight long enough until spellcasts get free. I really like that one. Really, I think this is a solid way of dealing with the issue that my spells are not for free at the beginning. Yeah, well, I would be able to do instabilities if I had the ability to just swap a few spells and make them shared. The thing is, I can't use Fulmination right now, and I think Fulmination is where we can go crazy because it deals damage according to the amount of battle fatigue. And I think if I would go for something like spamming Exhaustion 2 or 3 times and then start fulminating, I think I would do massive AoEs, which I can't do right now. So the issue lies mostly in my low resources right now. I don't know how I can acquire opals in a reliable way though. Or what it would change if I had the resurrection available on the whole squad as a free gem. That would change so much right now. So we can't really complete the Reaver here tonight. I think I need to go into a revisitation at some point, because this is just a incomplete version of what we can do. But I think I'm on a good way here. Just a little bit sad that we can't acquire certain resources directly. I feel like that's something the game could really use. Some means to acquire resources more directly, like buying them with a hefty price. Like I can buy that 1 opal now instead of grinding it, but it will cost me like an unfair amount of quintuple the price or whatever. That would be really cool. But as we see here, without instabilities, we just slam down everything quite easily. Maybe I was just very unlucky with the instability I pulled there as well. Alright, let's get those Amphisbaenas running. They still take ages though, the missions. Mission for gem enhancing materials. Yeah, that's what I'm running here as well. I have all the times lots of projects running in the background because, well, you know, that's exactly the way how I try to grind those resources as well. But yeah, it turns out class swapping materials are quite rare. Well, it's only okay considering how meaningful and impactful they are. Because they really make your build a lot more flexible. There we go. But considering that I wanted to have a somewhat fast start here, we're doing quite fine, I'd say. And at this point, I really feel like, yeah, we're going to try another instability there. Because I feel like I was just very, very unlucky to draw that one. Where the enemies debuff my main stats and have a own autonomous chance to dodge damage completely. It's just quite horrible. What's pretty cool is that you're stomping your enemies that quickly the more fights you won in a realm. This feels really, really good. Still haven't found that friggin' haunted chest. Well, I know what I could do to farm these thingies more directly. And that would be to go into that God's realm that features all those gemstones. My god, where's that stupid chest? Activate the haunted chest. I would like to. Quest markers would be really cool as well. Maybe they would make things a little bit too easy, but sometimes... Oh, Automaton Master. I mean, I still haven't found that friggin' invader chest yet. And I feel like I've been everywhere by now. I've actually been almost everywhere. That's annoying. So, where is this haunted chest you guys are talking about? Bugged. Oh no, there it is. It's not a bug, it's just a blind user. The invasion has begun. The good thing is that the deeper you go, the higher the baseline loot goes. Can't these friggin' invaders start hunting me? I just did almost 700k damage there. Just noticed that. Sick. So, well... What I do like about this class at this point is that once you have squished a few enemies, clearing maps turns into a breeze. You don't have to look for everything. Sorry, guys. This haunted chest quest is actually my least favorite one, because I feel like it's so long compared to the other quests. So we're going to... What were we up to now? Just go for some instabilities? Was anything else I wanted to do beforehand? I don't think so. Okay, we're going to go for a tier 4 one. Let's see. Let's try that one, and I want to be in Temple of Lies. I think that was the one. Hi Joe, welcome. Nice to see you. Yes, Temple of Lies. Maybe we get lucky and find a opal here. So, well, we get squished immediately again. I don't want to waste my spell charges for that. So, battle fatigue. And basically we just need to survive the first couple of fights and then everything will go, well, on its own basically. So we have already 320% battle fatigue. But the only thing which really doesn't work out so far is that we get to... Oh my god, they deal so much damage. That we get to a point where I get resilient. Like, this squad stays so friggin' squishy the whole time. So, let's see what we can do about that. So, got that. Keep misclicking. So health protection doesn't really do much at the beginning. We just need to have something which amps up more defense. Still working, probably going to be another hour. Oh man, so sad to hear that. Well, hope you get free of that too. You would recommend Crystal Smith. I don't like smiths. I don't feature any high stats. Well, let's see. If it is the one that brings... Let's see. No, I don't have any defense on my artifacts. It's not really powerful in that regard. I would need something that increases... There was something that increases after my creatures... after this creature casts a spell, your creatures gain 15% defense. The Amaranth, they had something like that. Well, that takes a while until it racks up to something. So the smith doesn't help me at that point, sadly. It would be cool if it would work, but not under these circumstances. My creatures have 40% more down. That's flat out boring. So we could only go for the Radiant Amaranth thingy there. So but that only would work for... Not too cool either. No. So the defense is still a big issue, but we're getting there. Anyways, I'm going to tune out for today. I'm a little bit tired and I can't think straight enough. And I think I want to get back into that Reaver topic with enough resources to work with. Because right now I am just living under the impression that I would need to add in 2 or 3 other traits that give me some baseline defense, and that it should be really cool. But I'm still not there at that point yet. Anyways, thanks guys for hanging around. It's been a pleasure to do this show tonight. And yeah, sleep well, and I just hope that my kid will sleep well tomorrow too, a little bit earlier, because I'm really growing tired of bringing him to bed for 3 hours per day. It's really a chore by now. Anyways, enough muttering. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.